listening to the Full Court Press with your host, Drew Duncan. Don't you dare touch that dial. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Full Court Press. I am your host, Drew Duncan. We're live on 99.5 ESPN Radio, Emporia's home for sports. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram is all at Drew Duncan 83. Additionally, it's Talk to Me Tuesday, guys. 620-343-6143. That's 620-343-6143. Talk to Me Tuesday. You guys know the deal. That means you run the rooster today. It's all about you guys, even though we've got a couple of interviews to get to. I know, Talk to Me Tuesday always seems to have a lot of interviews. The positive to that is, though, is regardless of what happens, you don't only hear me babble on for 3 hours. So that's always a good thing. Guys, we got a big show to get to today. We've got Dylan Sherwood from the Emporia Gazette stopping in for his usual Tuesday conversation. I'm still willing to talk about the Emporia State spring football game if you want to. The draft is 2 days away. So we're going to be talking NFL draft for the Kansas City Chiefs. Look, I gave you guys what I thought yesterday. I'm going to dig a little bit deeper today, and I want to hear your thoughts. 620-343-6143. That's 620-343-6143. Additionally, at Drew Duncan 83 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can drop a comment, you can ask me a question, and get it read live over the radio. We've got a lot to talk about today, guys. Obviously, we're going to be talking about the Minnesota Timberwolves. Andrew Wiggins, all you KU fans. Was he the guy yesterday that we all knew that he was going to be? I personally think that Andrew Wiggins basically did all that he could. I thought he stepped up into like a leadership position, but it just looked to me like everybody else, Teague, and everybody else on that team just gave up, man. Jimmy Butler. So we're going to be talking about the Minnesota Timberwolves today. We're going to be talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder. They are now down 3-1 in the series. Difficult times if you're an Oklahoma City Thunder fan. We've got that on the menu today. Kansas City Chiefs. Guys, it is a big show. It is Talk to Me Tuesday. It is your day. 620-343-6143. At 620-343-6143. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's all at Drew Duncan 83. Man, I love this song. Can anybody play it like Eddie Van Halen, man? I mean, I'm not the biggest rock and roll guy in the world. So, Eddie Van Halen, there is a reason why every show starts off with Eddie Van Halen, man. If I'm kind of having like a down day and I'm not really into it and I'm having a difficult time, this is my go-to. This is why, man. This song just gives me energy, bro. In the gym, oh yeah, this is on repeat, man. I've lost 35 pounds, by the way. Don't think my summer body's going to be ready, but I'm getting there. This is the way to kickstart your Tuesday right here, guys. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Full Court Press. I am Drew Duncan. We are live on 99.5 ESPN Radio, Emporia's home for sports. 620-343-6143 is the phone number. 620-343-6143. As I made mention, we're going to have Dylan Sherwood from the Emporia Gazette in here a little later on. And you guys know, usually my first segment is so that way I could kind of give you, some teasers about what I'm talking about for the day. I kind of already did that in the opener there. Today we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to change it up for Talk to Me Tuesday. We have live in the studio with us the owner of Dynamic Disc. Jeremy is in the building. He's got a lot to talk about. Jeremy, thank you so much, man.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. How you feeling over there today?
It's disc golf week in Emporia, not just sports week. It's disc golf week in Emporia.
It's disc golf week, man. 1,600 competitors.
Incredible.
That's insane. Like, no wonder, like, I can't get anywhere now. I feel like I'm back home in Wichita, the amount of traffic that's going to be coming through.
Yeah, downtown is jamming, and the disc golf courses here in the local area are packed full of players that came from all across the world to spend money, enjoy their time, play disc golf, and experience the Glass Blown Open here in Emporia.
I'm sure that they wish some of that was today, being that there's like no wind and this weather is just beautiful outside.
We are very fortunate right now. We've had some bad weather the last couple of years, and we've been having our fingers crossed for a long time now. And we are looking forward to just a fantastic weekend for disc golf. And I know the players have just really been enjoying the beautiful weather that they've had this week.
In terms of dynamic disc, what role does your company specifically play when it comes to the Glass Broken Open?
Glass broken.
Yeah, that's it.
Glass blown. I hope we don't break the glass, because we've had some broken glass trophies in the past. But essentially we are the driving force behind the tournament. We do manage everything in terms of the tournament logistics. Now, of course, we work with the city of Emporia, the Parks Department, so many different entities to make the Glass Blown Open happen, including a lot of local businesses. But we are the driving force behind the event. We do bring in a lot of volunteers to the tournament, official tournament staff from all over the country. We even have some part of our tournament directing staff from Canada that's came in to help us this week, and they've come from Pennsylvania, from Texas, from really all over, and it takes quite a crew to manage. There's 13 different courses that we're utilizing this week, and over 1,600 players. A lot of stuff happening.
Jeremy, and this is something that I think people would want to know. How did you get involved in the GBO?
As a player, I actually played in my first Glass Blown Open. Eric McCabe, our local world champion here from Emporia, he won the 2010 World Championships. He's the godfather of the Glass Blown Open. Started back in 2003 with just 88 players, and has obviously transitioned a lot here over the last couple of years. But I played in my first Glass Blown Open in 2005 when McCabe talked me into playing the tournament the night before. And after 4 rounds of playing, I ended up winning the tournament in the intermediate division. I didn't beat Eric McCabe, who took home the Open trophy that weekend. But I played, I had a great time, was hooked on competitive disc golf, and hooked on seeing what dynamic discs might end up becoming as my college hobby at the time. Now,
and speaking of college, this is something I've asked this question, I feel like. Anybody who's ever seen like PCU, for instance, you like that reference, by the way? Old school movie, old school college flick, man. You've never seen it?
I have. I can't think of.
Come on,
I'm not very good with movies. Dang it!
Look, I think that there could be some negative connotations in that disc golf is a game that a lot of hippies play and all that. What would you say to people that may have that in their mind somewhere, that this is that type of situation?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's obviously one of the stereotypes that is, almost like you say, has plagued the sport for many years. But at Dynamic Discs, we bring a professional level to our events, to everything that we're running, to our entire operation. And I would say that over the last decade, we have really not just we, but the sport in general has really transitioned from that kind of hippie lifestyle, going out and having a great time, to a more professional stage, a more professional setting. I mean, we're using the Emporia Country Club as our premier course this weekend, where the professional men division is playing, and to be on a country club facility is obviously something that I don't think you would normally see 20 years ago or even 10 years ago. And obviously we have an 18-hole permanent disc golf course at the country club. And really, yes, the sport has just transitioned so much in the last decade, and these players are playing for. They're not playing for NBA or MLB or NFL, wages or anything. But I mean, these players are coming out between their sponsors and between the tournament winnings. Some of these guys, the top guys, are making a pretty good paycheck. And every year the stakes continue to get higher. More and more players keep coming out, and they're even younger and younger and younger.
What it sounds to me like is, and this is just me kind of going based off of what they know, because I'm not going to pretend to know a lot about disc golf, okay?
Oh, come on.
Oh, yeah. I think about MMA and how it was when it very first started out, and now it's kind of transitioning into that mainstream. I interviewed Hoist Gracie one time, who said he liked the direction that MMA was going, because now you have a set of rules that is for everybody across the board. Is that kind of what I'm hearing with the disc golf tournament, that everybody's got a same different set of rules now. It's becoming more mainstream, and
absolutely,
and the acceptance level for it is growing continually.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the player there's a rule book every year. The rule book seems to get a touch thicker and touch thicker as all these unique circumstances come across. But the players essentially govern themselves. We don't have officials that walk with each and every individual group. The players make their own rule, or not, they don't make their own rules, but they make the calls out there. And sometimes it can get pretty intense. And if there is a more intense situation, then sometimes a marshal does need to step in and walk with those groups or with that group. But for the most part, everybody's out there having a great time. But when you're playing for thousands of dollars on a weekend, things can get pretty tight.
We're talking to Jeremy, owner of Disc Golf from right here in Emporia. We're live on 99.5 ESPN Radio. This is the Full Court Press. I am your host, Drew Duncan. Yeah, Jeremy, you made mention earlier that this is something you picked up while you were in college. What were you? Where'd you go to school at?
Here at Emporia State University.
So you're an ESU grad. Are you from Emporia originally?
I'm actually originally from Great Bend, Kansas.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah. See, my parents are out from Hayes.
Okay. Well, actually, so I graduated from Great Bend, went to Fort Hays State University
Really?
there for 2 years, played football and track. I didn't really enjoy I was ready for a change, I guess you could say. I had a great situation, had a full ride, had a great opportunity on the football team, but it just wasn't right, and I didn't agree with some of the coaching philosophies that were happening. So I transferred out here to Emporia State University. I had to sit out a year, and as I had to sit out that year, I got to practice. But after practice, I wanted to do something competitive, so I got competitive in disc golf and started Dynamic Discs, and I guess you could say that we're here today, 2018, largest event in the world, and we are super excited to be the driving force behind that tournament.
Based off of your size, I'm thinking somewhere in the neighborhood, maybe safety, cornerback. There's a possibility of quarterback, but I don't see
I was fast.
You were fast? Running back?
Yep.
Yeah, running back. All right. Tailback, running back?
Tailback.
Tailback. Okay. All right.
Yep.
So what was the deal? I mean, and if I may, obviously we're not trying to, talk bad about anybody, but you sound to me like you would be more of a player's guy in terms of the way that the world is going now. I mean, do you like the transition that college football has made? The amounts of insane money that they make, and the kids seem to be under a bigger and bigger microscope every single year?
Oh man, just sports in general is obviously it's taking it on to another level, and I'm a players guy. We gotta let's just circle back around to disc golf. We've got.
Are you scared, bro?
Yeah,
did that question throw you up? Like, I don't want to offend anybody.
Yeah, but I guess I'd like to be almost like a Pete Carroll myself. Okay. I think he's just a great guy out there having a good time. And when you look at the sponsored team at Dynamic Discs, we are a big family. And we've got a great team. We sponsor almost 90 players across the world, mostly in the United States. We do have 8 international players, I believe it is, or 10 with Canada. And we've been growing like crazy. And these sponsored players, it's incredible what they have to do, keeping up with social media, keeping up with all the things that are happening out there. So they're great representatives for disc golf and for Dynamic Discs, and we're very thankful to have them as a part of our team.
One of the things that I'm sure people look forward to are the beer bashes. Obviously, you had the one yesterday.
Yes.
And then, if I remember correctly, you made mention there's another big one on Saturday?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So where's the one on Saturday going to be?
So Saturday, downtown Emporia on Commercial Street, the 800 and 900 blocks are going to be shut down. And if you are from Emporia, we know block parties here in town. And so things will be shut down in front of the Dynamic Disc store, clear down to the Granada Theater. And we're going to have all kinds of vendors, all kinds of people. The weather looks beautiful. And if you are in town and don't come out to the block party, you're missing out on having a great time. We're going to have a big ring of fire. We have a bunch of activities, a bunch of games, just a bunch of vendors. And I strongly encourage you to get your butt downtown and have a good time and experience a little bit about what disc golf is all about, and welcome these players to Emporia one last time as they get ready to leave town.
So, okay, where is the tournament held? And how can people that want to at least go and watch, how would they partake?
So if you are limited on time, the Emporia Country Club with it being in the center of town, is the easiest place to get to every day. Thursday, Friday. So the official competition starts Thursday. The first round of competition, 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. are the tee times. And the men's professional open division is out at the Emporia Country Club Thursday, Friday, Saturday. All 3 rounds are out there. The place looks great. You can't miss it when you drive by. We got feather flags lining 18th Street. We got a lot of stuff happening out there. It is free to spectate. Anybody can walk out there. Anybody can spectate. And you get to be right up close to the action, almost interacting with these players. And these are the world's best players that are here in Emporia, Kansas for this week. So I really encourage you to get out to the Emporia Country Club to watch the men's professional open division. But there's also the world's best female players here as well. And they're playing 3 different courses. They're going to play out at Cottonwood Falls. They're going to play at Jones East, and they're going to play at Peter Pan. I would go to glassblowopen.com. Click around. You're going to see the schedule. You're going to see all the schedule, all the stuff that's happening. A lot of stuff happening.
Give us, if I may, 2 players from the men's and 2 players from the ladies, and tell me why they would be considered, in your mind, the favorites.
Well, we have Ricky Wysocki. He is the 2-time reigning world champion. He's sponsored by Latitude 64, which means he can also throw discs from Dynamic Discs and Westside Discs, which are all the 3 companies that we distribute out of Emporia, Kansas. Ricky Wysocki is absolutely one of the top players that's here in town on the men's side. On the women's side, Paige Pierce. She is a 4-time world champion. Whew. She is the reigning women's world champion, and she's also co-champion of last year's Glassblown Open. We had to call it co-champion because we had to cancel the last round of competition.
Weather?
Because of the weather.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I bet every day for the last month you have checked the weather just to see what's going on, man.
It's awful because it's not even accurate when it's a week away, but I look at it every day.
So the wind, I would have to guess, really affects like trajectory and things like that for something like this.
Absolutely, yeah. You have to plan your round and the discs that you use based on how much wind is going to be out there, because the wind absolutely changes the flight of a disc, and you really got to balance the wind, and it really changes the way that the game is played.
Wow, Jeremy,
and a lot of people aren't used to Emporia, Kansas winds.
Well, I am. I'm from Kansas, so I mean, it's amazing to me because every time somebody that's not from here, when they get here, the first thing they was ask, "Is it always windy like this?"
Yeah.
And you have to just kind of go, "Yep, sure is, buddy. Sorry."
Yeah, and a lot of times it's not even that windy.
Right?
People think it's windy.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. I mean, like to us, like 15 miles an hour is nothing, and then somebody else comes in like, "Oh my gosh, this wind is insane." It's like, wait till it's 20 degrees outside and it's blowing 30 miles an hour.
For sure.
That's always a fun day.
Yep.
Jeremy, I got to tell you, I really appreciate you taking time to stop by. I would love to give you the opportunity to say whatever it is that's on your mind, including you and what you do and how people can reach you on social media.
Yeah, well, real quick, I want to get 2 more plugs for the tournament. Tomorrow night, tomorrow morning, if you drive down Commercial Street and are in front of the Granada Theater, you're going to see starting at probably about 4:30 in the morning, you're going to see people starting to camp out to sit in front of the Granada Theater, because tomorrow morning is player check-in, and these players come to town, and they are so excited to get the player pack because we give them the best player pack out of the entire year. They get that here in Emporia, so they're excited to get in line. It won't surprise me if the line is close. It'll be a block long, the line in the morning, and players get checked in. And it starts at 9 o'clock in the morning. And then tomorrow night is our opening ceremonies at the Civic Auditorium, starting at 6:30. Is the Meet the Owners panel. 7 o'clock is the Pro panel, which is 6 of the top players in the world that are up there talking about anything disc golf. And then at 8 o'clock is our actual opening ceremonies and player meeting, which will be a really cool thing. We outgrew the Granada Theater. Wow. The Granada Theater only holds about 900 players. With 1,600 players coming in town, we needed to use the Civic Auditorium, and I just left there, and things are looking really good. So come out to that. And then on Friday, we always have a Swedish tradition now. It's the Swedish bonfire. It's basically their spring starts in Sweden pretty much this weekend, and so with our discs being manufactured over in Sweden, we have the Swedish bonfire here as a part of our tournament. So we have moved that from the Dynamic Discs warehouse to the fairgrounds. So you can come out to the fairgrounds. It's free for everybody. Come out, have a good time. We're going to have music. We're going to have beer. We're going to have fire. We're going to have a good time. So come out and see us on Friday evening at the fairgrounds.
Who doesn't want to be around music, beer, and fire?
I'm there.
I mean, right. That's all you had to tell me, dude. And I promise you I was there, bro.
Yeah.
Seriously. Jeremy, again, I can't tell you. It was a real treat talking to you, man. I love your energy and I love your passion for it.
I appreciate that. It's good stuff. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Will do. All right, everybody. There it is. You just heard Jeremy, the owner of Dynamic Disc and one of the key players in all this that happens right here in Emporia, Kansas. This is the Full Court Press. I am your host, Drew Duncan. We're live on 99.5 ESPN Radio. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram is all at Drew Duncan 83. Don't forget you can call in at 620-343-6143 at 620-343-6143. We've got a lot more to get to. Dylan Sherwood is going to be with us next from the Emporia Gazette. You guys know, don't you dare touch that dial.